I never thought freedom could be reduced to a small navy blue booklet. But that night, standing barefoot on cold kitchen tiles, watching my sister's smug face glow under the fluorescent light, I learned exactly how fragile independence really was. My passport was gone. Not misplaced. Not stolen. Destroyed. And my sister had done it on purpose. I'm Olivia Carter, 31, marketing consultant, New York born, Brooklyn raised, and for the first time in my life I had chosen myself. The Italy trip wasn't just a vacation. It was my escape. For years I had been the reliable one, the sister who stayed, the daughter who sacrificed, the woman who postponed dreams so others could chase theirs. And the one person who benefited the most from that was my older sister, Vanessa. Vanessa had always been louder, sharper, more dramatic. The kind of woman who filled a room and demanded attention without asking for permission. Growing up, she learned early that if she spoke first and cried hardest, she would always win. I learned something else. I learned how to wait. But waiting had cost me everything. The Italy trip began as a whisper. I remember sitting alone in a cafe near my office, scrolling through photos of Rome, Florence, Venice. Sun-soaked balconies, cobblestone streets, women sipping espresso like they had nowhere else to be. I realized something terrifying. I had never lived like that. I had spent my 20s supporting Vanessa through a messy divorce. My savings went to her rent when her ex stopped paying. My weekends went to babysitting her son while she found herself. My emotional energy went to soothing her breakdowns, her anger, her endless list of people who had wronged her. And when I finally got promoted, when I finally had money that was mine, she laughed and said, "Well, about time." No congratulations, no pride. Just entitlement. So I booked the trip. 2 weeks in Italy, solo, no apologies. When I told my parents, they hesitated but eventually smiled. "You deserve this," my mom said softly. When I told Vanessa, she stared at me like I'd confessed a crime. "You're serious?" she asked. "Very." "And you're just leaving," her voice sharpened. "What about Mom? What about Ethan? What about me?" That was the moment I should have known. Because she didn't say, "I'll miss you." She said, "How does this inconvenience me?" The weeks leading up to my departure felt strange. Vanessa became overly nice. Too nice. She brought me coffee in the mornings, asked about my itinerary, even helped me shop for clothes, holding up dresses and saying, "You'll look amazing in Italy." But something in her eyes never matched her smile. It was calculation. The night before my flight, she insisted on cooking dinner. "One last family meal before you abandon us," she joked. I laughed, unaware I was sitting at the table with my executioner. After dinner, I went to my room to pack final items. My passport was on my dresser, exactly where I'd left it. I remember checking it twice, sliding it into the front pocket of my carry-on. Then Vanessa knocked. "Hey, can we talk?" She sat on my bed, folding her hands together. "I just don't think this is the right time," she said. "For Italy. For everything," she sighed dramatically. "Mom's health isn't great, Ethan's acting out, and honestly, I don't think you're thinking clearly." I felt something inside me harden. "I'm not asking for permission." Her eyes darkened. "You're being selfish." There it was. The word she always used when I chose myself. I stood up. "I'm leaving at 6. Good night, Vanessa." She smiled again. That fake smile. "Good night, Liv." I woke up to chaos. The morning air felt wrong, too quiet. I grabbed my carry-on, reached into the front pocket. Empty. My heart stuttered. I dumped everything onto the bed. Clothes, charger, notebook. No passport. My hands shook as I ran to my dresser, checked drawers, checked my backpack, checked the kitchen. Nothing. "Vanessa," I shouted. She appeared slowly, sipping coffee like it was any other morning. "What's wrong?" "My passport, have you seen it?" She tilted her head. Why would I touch your passport? Panic flooded my chest. I searched the apartment like a madwoman. Trash, laundry, bathroom. Then I noticed the bathroom trash can. Empty. Too empty. I turned to Vanessa. What did you do? She didn't answer right away. Instead, she set her mug down carefully. I saved you. The room spun. What? You weren't thinking straight. You were going to abandon your responsibilities. I couldn't let you do that. My voice cracked. Where's my passport? She exhaled slowly. I tore it up. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. And flushed it. The sound that left my throat wasn't human. You destroyed a federal document, I whispered. She shrugged. You can get another one. Not in 12 hours. You'll get over it, she said calmly. You always do. That sentence changed everything. Because she was right. I always had. Until that moment. I missed my flight. I sat on my bed for hours, staring at the wall while my phone buzzed with airline notifications I couldn't bear to open. Vanessa acted like nothing happened. She even asked me later if I wanted lunch. That was when something inside me snapped. Not loudly. Quietly. Coldly. I realized my sister didn't see me as family. She saw me as property. And property isn't allowed to leave. That night, while she slept peacefully, I opened my laptop and started planning. Because Vanessa had no idea what she'd just unleashed. She thought she had trapped me. What she didn't know was that she had just given me a reason to burn everything down. Vanessa thought destroying my passport had ended the story. She was wrong. It was only the prologue. The morning after my ruined flight, she left the apartment humming, completely unbothered. She had a manicure appointment and brunch plans. She kissed Mom on the cheek and told me, "You'll thank me one day." I smiled back. That scared her a little. Vanessa had always relied on my tears, my arguments, my emotional reactions. When I didn't give her any, she didn't know how to respond. She didn't realize I had already detached. Emotionally, legally, strategically. First, I replaced my passport. But not the normal way. You see, my sister didn't know everything about me. She never bothered to ask. While she saw me as her backup plan, her safety net, I had been quietly building something of my own. My consulting work wasn't small time. One of my clients happened to be a senior partner at a global logistics firm with government contracts. When I told him what happened, his tone shifted from friendly to furious. "Destroying a passport is a federal offense," he said. "Do you want to pursue this formally?" At that moment, I thought of Vanessa's smug face. And I said, "Not yet." Instead, he helped fast-track my emergency passport. Legal, proper, fast. 3 days later, I held the new one in my hands. And that's when the real plan began. Step 1, independence. I moved out. No announcement, no confrontation. While Vanessa was at work, I packed my essentials and left. I had already signed a lease on a small but beautiful apartment in Manhattan. Sunlight, silence, freedom. When she came home and found my room empty, she called me 37 times. I didn't answer. I sent one text. "I needed space. Don't contact me." She panicked. Because without me, her life didn't function as smoothly. Step 2, exposure. Vanessa had always played the victim, especially with money. What no one knew was that she'd been secretly using Mom's credit card for emergencies. Small charges at first, then vacations, designer bags, hotel stays. I had kept records for years. Not intentionally, just because I was careful. And now, those records mattered. I anonymously sent the documentation to my parents. Then I waited. The explosion was inevitable. Step 3, timing. I rebooked my Italy trip. Same cities, same hotels. Different Olivia. Before I left, I posted one photo on social media. My new passport, my boarding pass, my suitcase by the door. Caption: second chances hit different. Vanessa saw it within minutes. She called. I answered. You can't leave, she said, voice trembling. I already am. You're doing this to punish me. No, I said calmly. I'm doing this to live. You owe me, she snapped, after everything I've been through. I cut her off. You destroyed a government document to control me. That's not love. That's abuse. Silence. Then, quietly, I was afraid you'd leave. I closed my eyes. I did leave. And I hung up. Italy healed me in ways I didn't expect. I walked alone through Florence, my footsteps echoing on ancient stone. I ate dinner without rushing. I talked to strangers who knew nothing about my past. For the first time, I wasn't someone's sister. I was just a woman choosing herself. Halfway through my trip, my mom called. She's moving out, Mom said softly. Your sister, we asked her to. I wasn't surprised. Your father is furious, she added. Not because of the money, because she crossed a line with you. I stared out at the Roman sunset. I'm not coming back to fix this, I said. I know, Mom replied, and that's okay. When I returned home weeks later, my life looked nothing like before. Vanessa had moved into a smaller apartment. Her confidence was gone. People no longer rushed to save her. And me. I was promoted. Turns out, independence looks good on a resume. The last time I saw my sister was at a family gathering months later. She barely met my eyes. As I walked past her, she whispered, I didn't think you'd really leave. I stopped, turned, and smiled. That's because you never believed I was strong enough. Then I walked away. This time for good. The end.